Hey guys, it's Bradu. Welcome back to Terra Invictus. We're playing Shadowdark. I just had one of those technical difficulties where I played practically a whole session and then lost the whole video. So it's okay. I think I can get by with kind of recapping what happened. So last session that was on video, we had battled a vampire spawn. Got the heck out of Dodge because that looked like a dangerous area. Went to Makuza, and we ended the session in Makuza, which we were kind of trying to get to anyway. And then I realized because of the battle with the vampire, Abbott and Orgo both had some con drain. So we've got to get to a temple and get the restoration spell would fix that up. So we head to the temple in Makuza, and we find that it's kind of there's a bunch of people injured or like they're short on medical supplies, and so it's actually a birthing center, and so there are families in need, basically newborns and mothers who have just given birth and things like that. So the best I could come up with, and I thought this was really cool actually, Thane comes in and casts Mass Cure Wounds, his brand new spell. I can't really help with the birthing, but that would heal any loss of hit points for anyone who needed it. And I rolled a nat 20, so it's a bummer I lost that video because that was like a cool moment. But I decided that means that our group gets a luck token, or that Thane gets a luck token. I do luck as a group since it's easily interchangeable, and I solo a whole group. But Thane gained some notoriety for that. That was awesome, right? And people were in awe of his magical prowess and whatever. So the gods favored him with a luck token. Let's see. We also talked to a hunter in or near Makuza. He's living in the Rosadas around Makuza, and he talks about an alpine lake that we have already been to, and that's where I wanted to come back to today anyway. So he says there's an island in the center of the lake with an old ruined castle. It was super creepy, so he left. Well, we're going to go check it out. We bought our canoe. So let's see. We then travel to the east. The next hex over is the Abbey de Fascia that we've been to, the catacombs that we cleared out, where we also defeated a vampire spawn. And so we just kind of check in on them. They don't have a healer there or whatever. But because we've cleared out the catacombs, we can now see that the monks are kind of going into that area and restoring it to some degree of usefulness. So that's kind of cool. It's no longer a dangerous dungeon for them. So moving on again. Let's see, make sure I'm not missing anything. We get to Forkari. And this time at the Temple of Leah, we do find someone who can help us with restoration. We trade the ring that we got off the vampire for the restoration spell, and Orgo is healed. They did not have somebody that could heal Abbott just yet, so he's still kind of stuck. Then we talked to a blacksmith who I feel like I maybe have talked to him before, Teeman Holdar. And again, on my charisma check here, Abbott rolled a nat 20. So he likes us, trusts us. Maybe he's impressed with the weapons we have and the armor that we have, things like that, because now they both have magic weapons and armor, I believe. And he tells us that he believes that Moonstone could be used to help win the war, and that it could be used to create magic weapons, essentially. So I'm putting that idea in the back of my, bank of ideas, because things to follow up on later. It's not something I want to work on just this second, but I like the idea. And it also, if we do, so maybe he's trying to get us to do his bidding. And if we do that, we might get something out of it too, if it can make magic weapons. That would be quite awesome. Uh, then we go. Oh, okay, here we go. So then we get to the hex where we're riding our horses again, right? So we get to the hex where we are. Am I at it? Yes. Where we can see the mysterious castle off in the distance. We bought a canoe because we couldn't cross this area of water. So the castle's over here somewhere. We come to this area where we can see that there's dangerous giant leeches in the water. So we don't want to go swimming in there, right? So what I decided the canoe can hold 3 characters. I don't know why I decided that. It seemed like 6 was too many and 2 was too few. So 3 seems reasonable, I guess. So I tried to split the party in a way that either group could potentially be safe. I sent them over on the canoe, Abbott with Nura and Alfonso. Well, they get to this side of the nearer the castle, and some sort of powerful magical effect takes place. And they had to make wisdom checks, and I'm not going to re-roll those checks because that would be cheating, but they all failed. So they all are confused, and in their confusion, they head back to the water, or pretend this is our canoe, leaving the canoe on the shore. They start heading back into the water, where they are attacked by leeches. Now, at this point, the rest of the crew is like, what are you guys doing? They come up here to get a closer spot, right? To see what the heck's going on. And these leeches come up. 2 leeches attack. So that's where we are. All that happened in part of a session, and the battle is on. And if I can get the camera to pop up. There we go. So we're going to roll initiative. They're confused. Our group is. But, okay, so purple is the leeches. These are my giant leeches. Oh, jeez. These are my giant leeches that I think I've used for something else before. So we rolled a 3. They rolled a 13. That also means they get surprise. So the giant leeches attack. Who are they going to attack? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll just go that way because that's where they are. Nura gets attacked first. And that would be the one at advantage for surprise. He's got a +1. Her AC is... Let's just roll it. Not good. Her AC is a 12, so that hits. Oh, not only that, it would be at advantage. So the 12 does hit, though. 1d4 damage. 2. Plus, it latches onto her. So it totally bites her, and it's got a hold of her, and she's like, ah! Okay, the other leech then is going to attack either Abbott, 1, 2, 3, or Alfonso, 4, 5. Great, Alfonso. He's screwed. God dang it. Abbott, get over there. Alfonso might be in trouble. What I do with my dice. There's 1. There's 1. So, it's not an advantage, though. Alfonso, I don't know he's not supposed to be fighting. So I think he's an 11 AC. 6 + 1 misses. So Alfonso is able to wrestle away this leech that's attacking him. And now it is our turn. Attach to target. So I think Abbott is going to try to pull this leech off of Nura that he sees. He gets oh, he doesn't. Darn it. It's Orgo who gets advantage on strength stuff. It's okay. He does have a really high strength. So DC 12 strength to rip the leech off of Nura. 8 + 4 is 12. Whew! He barely made it. So Abbott is able to grab this thing in like a bear hug, almost like a rear naked choke on a leech, and yank it off of her. And Nura can get free then, but Abbott used his whole attack to do that, and now he's got the leech on him instead of Nura. Well, Nura, I think, then is probably going to try to help Alfonso. And so she will swim right over here, one little move, and she'll attack with. She can't really use her bow in the water. She's got to use her sword. It's only a minus. It's a -1 on her sword. 8. They do not have a 7 AC. So she misses. I'm trying to decide. So they had confusion. But does the confusion... Obviously, I'm not going to rule that they just can't even fight. They're now in a fight. So does that trump the confusion? They're at least going to fight, right? I think Alfonso maybe would try to swim away and swim back. That's what I think he's going to do. He's just going to try and get back to the group. So he can swim over here. He probably has to make an athletics check. Not that it's like super wavy, but there's leeches and stuff. So I'm going to have him make an athletics check. Just an easy one. He's got a DC 9. He has no bonus or anything. 9. He makes it. So he makes it back and is able to get up on this little deck. Let's see. These guys are here. Thane can throw his boomerang sap. So we'll throw the boomerang sap at the leech. Actually, let's do it on Nura's leech. 14's gonna hit. And he's a D4 plus 1 damage. 5 damage, max damage. Awesome. What do they have? Alright, cool. Okay, one leech has been hit. I think Orgo has on a big armor. I was going to say he might jump in and try to swim over. But I don't think he can do that in armor. So the best he can do probably is throw his silver axe, and I don't think I want to do that. I don't think I want to throw it in the water. Shoot, I don't think he has anything to do. I guess he would start taking off his armor so he could jump in if he needs to. So he's going to get out of his armor. That's not great. Alright, so Orgo gets out of his armor. Marvin will come up here and plunk somebody with, I think he has a bow. Marvin has a crossbow. Sweet. Plus 6. So we're going to go after the same guy. He's got a chance to be sneaky with my house rule for thieves. He's got a chance to be sneaky. He needs to hit a DC 18. Nope. Not good enough. Close-ish because he does have a good bonus. But he still can attack. And a 3. He misses. And the leeches are back up, right? Still got 2 leeches in the water. One of them wounded. Okay, this one's going to attack Abbott. 4 misses. This one's going to attack Nura. 12 hits again. God, Nura. For 3 damage, is it? Yep. And it once again attaches to her. The sucky thing is, I guess Abbott's not attached or anything, so he's close. He's going to come over here and again try to get this thing off of Nura. Nura, quit getting bit. And again, 8 plus 4, he makes it. He's got the 18 strength. So Abbott again tears this thing off of Nura. And then I I'm going to say he can hold it so Nura can try to slash. Look out, though. No, I was going to give her advantage. I can't give her advantage for that. 18 hits anyway. Let's hope she hits big. She's great with her bow. She's not so great with her sword, but it's a D8 weapon. So, yes! So she gets out her sword that she hardly ever gets to use. It's a silver longsword. And slashes and cuts this giant leech right in half. And it just floats down away with a gentle current. One more leech here. Thane can boomerang sap it. A hit for 2 points of damage. And Marvin is going to shoot a crossbow to hit it for, let's see, D6. No, D6, no bonus damage. And because I didn't hide out, there's no way he's going to get a sneak attack on this time. So 2. Okay. So it is wounded. One more hit point would have been nice. But it is wounded, and it's still going to attack Abbott. Crit hit. So that's a 2d4. And now it bites Abbott. 7 hit points of damage. So he really gets a bite on Abbott. And I lost my pen. I got too many different things going on at once. Whatever. What? How is this possible? Did I drop it? It's in my lap. Thought I looked there. Okay, Abbott takes a bite, and he's like held. Well, this time it's Nura's chance to save Abbott, but she's not going to. And Abbott's not even going to do it. Abbott's going to attack. Can he attack? I think he could. I think he could still attack. I'm going to have him attack, but at disadvantage because he's being held. 4 misses. And Nura's going to attack. Oh, God, I was going to have him free himself, and he didn't. Nura's going to attack. 15 hits with the longsword for a D8 again. 3. Oh, not enough. All right, it's wounded, but not dead. Thane is going to throw his boomerang sap. On a crit miss, it'll hit Abbott. Nope, that will do it. Please be enough. Nope, I don't think it's enough. I think he's still got 1 hit point. Should have done rule of cool on that one and not done the math. All right, Marvin, can you plunk him? Orgo is just kind of waiting to see what happens. He's now naked. He's got his armor off. And Marvin is going to attack with crossbow. Nat 1. Oh, God. I said on a nat 1. Not only does he hit Abbott. So he hits Abbott. Good thing I didn't sneak. 6 damage. He hits Abbott, and when he realized his shot was off, he's like, oh, and he kind of like backs up and accidentally drops half of his bolts into the water. That one means he's running low on ammo. So Abbott goes, what the hell did you do that for? Oh, man. And now it's the damn leech's turn, and it auto hits. But it's not an auto crit. It's just an auto hit. So he just gets D4 damage. And, of course, it's the max. Abbott is in there taking a beating. I just need to do 1 more damage. So I'm not going to try to... Abbott's going to try and do it himself. Disadvantage, but he's going to try to slice this thing with his axe. 6 plus... I think it's a hit. 6 plus 6 is 12. Yep. Even at disadvantage, it's got a very low AC. So Abbott is able to slice the leech, free himself. I'm gonna say they were not, that they're not confused because now they were in a fight, and also now they've moved away from the shore. How are we going to avoid that confusion, though? That's just crazy. I guess the good news is we just killed the leeches. So for now, we're going to. And our canoe now is over here. Okay, leeches are down. What do we do here? We kind of have to swim over to our group at least. So we're going to swim over here. And Abbott's going to go, Orgo, what are you doing naked? Get your clothes back on. We got to figure out what we're going to do here. There's 6 of us. We took care of the leeches, though potentially there could be more, but there isn't because I made the roll for it already for how many there are. So I'm going to say, how can I do this? Do I have, like, does Thane have some kind of a spell? No. This also seems dangerous as heck. I don't think I have anything that's going to ward the entire group from... So I think we're just going to deal with it. Abbott and Nura and Alfonso are going to warn the group that something bad is over there, that they got there and then they immediately jumped back in the water and they don't even know why. So put on your bravest whatever, like try to shield your mind from being taken over. I'm going to go like this. Thane is going to try to heal Abbott, just a regular cure wounds, because Abbott took 17 hit points of damage. 10 is enough. And he's currently doing 3d6 healing, which is pretty awesome. 6, 7, 8. You know what? Let's try another one. Let's try another one. Cure wounds on Abbott. No. I will luck token that one. Ooh, is that still no? He's a +4, 7 + 4, and it's a... Oh, he got it. Whew! That was close. So I used my luck token for this session, and that's enough to heal him. So he's back to full. So Nura has taken a little bit of a hit, but she also has less hit points in general. But I don't really want to waste the spell on her. I don't mean that. I mean on 5 hit points when it's going to overkill. So we're going for it. We're going to swim over here. And they got to do it. I guess Orgo and Thane have to... Orgo and Thane would have to undo their armor to do this, and that's dumb. Can we just not do this? I want to go see what this castle is. But I don't have a bright idea for how to get over there and get to the dang castle. Alright, here's what's happening. Thane and Orgo, in their metal armor, are staying back. They said the rest of you guys swim over, get the canoe, and bring it back over here. So these guys are going to swim over. I'm going to do this because we did just fight giant leeches. I already rolled for how many. I'm only going to say leeches come back on a 1. So they get to the side, and I'm going to give the 3 who already have done it, I'm going to give them advantage on the confusion check because they've already been confused and they know it's coming. So first let's do Marvin. Is Marvin confused? Yes, probably. Nat 1. He's super confused. Marvin's going to do something bad on that note, I think. Okay. Abbott. Oh, I'm giving advantage? 18 is still super high. Uh, should it be advantage or should it be one step lower, a 15? We'll make it advantage. Abbott is safe with a 19. Orgo? No, Orgo's over there. Nura? Ooh, Nura is safe even. And Alfonso has... Alfonso might be confused. Ooh! 17. Oh my god, it's an 18. I don't know that Alfonso has any wisdom bonus. I don't think I ever rolled stats for him or anything. I think I just said he's 10s across the board like a normal human. So I hate to say it, but I think he still is confused from that. So I think on a nat 1, I think Marvin's confusion is he's going to attack somebody. I guess the good news is he's not going to try to hide because it's... But it would... No, he is going to... I'm not going to try to hide, but it would potentially surprise our party if he attacks. So I am going to make him do a stealth roll. Not because he's trying to hide, but to see if it surprises. Hell yes, it does. Jesus. Now, who does he hit? Abbott, Nura, or Alfonso? Abbott's 1-2, Nura's 3-4. Abbott. I guess that's good. So he stabs Abbott in the back. Marvin's got a +1 dagger. It does D4 +1 and then an extra 3d4. So he's rolling 4d4 +1. So 6. So much for the healing I just did to Abbott. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Abbott is now down 11 hit points. He's not... Abbott and Nura made their saves. So Abbott gets stabbed in the back and goes, what are you doing? Should I roll initiative here? What is Alfonso going to do? Let's do solodark for what Alfonso does. Let's see what solodark has. I'll just roll a prompt and see if that gives me a hint of what he might want to do. I should use 2 different of these because I always just go like whatever's closest because these dice match. 80, 75. Okay. I'm going to combine this. So it says hint dream. I always do this. If you guys are watching me, I look at both options. So 80, 75 is hint dream. 75, 80, if I reverse the order, is question place. So he's going to go. He gets a good look at the castle. And he's like, oh man, I wonder what this is. And he starts walking towards it. And he's just like in awe. A dream like, oh man, this place is tantalizing. It's calling to me. Okay. So what's going to happen here? I don't know. Holy smokes. I don't actually know what's going to happen. We are going to do this. Abbott is going to try to knock some sense into Marvin. He's actually going to punch him. He's a pit fighter. He can scrap. He's a UFC fighter. Tank Abbott. So he's going to actually do an unarmed attack on Marvin to try to knock him out, essentially. And Marvin's got pretty low hit points. Not that he's going to get knocked out in one blow. So I feel like Tank's actually... You know what Tank's going to do? Never mind. He's going to go to his UFC, and he's going to take him down and try to choke him. So I'm going to make that 2 attack rolls. He's got to attack once to take him down, That's going to be real easy for him. It's against Marvin's AC is a 16, but that doesn't even make sense. He is quick though. How would I do that? He's going to take him down. He's so much stronger that I think this wouldn't be a problem. I'll give him his +6. I'm going to give him advantage. That's what I'll do. So he's going for a takedown. I'm going to give him advantage at a +6 to a 16. So he needs a higher than a 10 on one of the dice. He does get it. Thank goodness I did advantage. So he takes Marvin down, and he's immediately going to try to wrap his arm around Marvin's neck to apply a choke. And again, I'm going to give him advantage on this one to try and wrap the choke in. And again, a nat 1 is averted by getting the 10. So Abbott starts to choke out Marvin. Nura, we got to do something about... We got to do something about him. So Nura's going to do the same thing. Nura is going to try to stop Alfonso. And she's going to try to tackle him. So Alfonso only has an 11 AC. So Nura's just going to try to attack with a... Jesus. Whatever. With a grab. Strength check. 13. Even with her -1 on strength, she gets it. So she just wraps him up. She doesn't know the UFC moves, but she's going to wrap him up and pull him to the ground. So she's able to stop him. This is funny. Marvin is now out of it. Abbott is going to wake him up. This is what you do after somebody gets choked out. It's not particularly dangerous. He's not dead. So he's going to wake him up. And I think that breaks his confusion. I think that makes sense. And he's going to say, Marvin, are you okay? And Marvin looks a little confused, but he's like, you attacked me. You stabbed me in the back. You bastard. Now sit here and make sure Nura and Alfonso are okay. I'm going to take the canoe back and get the other dwarves. So they come over. He's safe in the canoe. The dwarves hop in. Get your armor back on, dudes. Maybe not yet. Maybe not yet. They hop back out. What's going on here? Help Nura out. How do we make sure Alfonso comes to? Do we choke him out too? Let's make a wisdom check for Alfonso. Not an 18, but just on a regular, like, can he roll his wisdom? So a 10 or higher. Nope. So he's still confused. So in that, the fact that he's still confused, Nura's still going to hold on to him. Let's see how long it's going to be. Was it 3d6? I don't like that. 3d6. 6 rounds. That's a long ass time. Whew. This is a weird one. Thane and Orgo have to make saves over here. Now, they've only been here for the first time. If I just make their saves, they're going to miss it. So I think we're just going to say they also can get advantage because they know it's coming. And knowing is half the battle. So Thane first. 17, he does have a wisdom bonus. Yep, so Thane's okay. Orgo, I don't think has a wisdom bonus. Orgo has no wisdom bonus, so he needs to roll an 18. 19! Yes! Okay. Everybody's okay except Alfonso. So we're just going to wait this out. So Abbott is just going to help. He'll take over from Nura and help restrain Alfonso so he is safe until this basically wears off. while the other two dwarves put their clothes back on, i.e., their armor, which takes a bit. Now I gotta check the thing and see what happens over here. Does anything happen in this? The castle is protected. We got that. Oh boy. I should have looked further before I did this. Oh. Okay. Here's what happens. While we're doing this, we notice just kind of a weird thing that some rats are around this place. They don't seem to be particularly dangerous or whatever. They don't seem to be doing anything. They're just sort of roaming around randomly and mindlessly, and there's a fair amount of them. Okay, and on that note, I think we will stop here, and next session we will approach the castle. Thanks for watching. That was a hairy one.